everybody, welcome to the Daily Dose. This week we are talking about worry. Worry about our relationships, worry about our finances, our marriages, our jobs, worry about our kids, because worry is something I think all of us face from time to time. So this week we're going to look at some passages from the Bible that speak specifically to those moments when we feel worried. Now, I don't want to brag, but I think I've won all the prizes possible when it comes to worrying in life. Self-declared prizes, of course. Anyone else out there predisposed to being a worrywart? Well, just this morning even, I was reading an article from a health-related article that said this. The author wrote, "I was stuck in a vicious cycle of shouldas and wouldas and ruminating about what was and what could have been." Does that resonate with anybody else? Ruminating. Whether it's something that already happened or a worry over what, in my mind, will happen, ruminating sums it up pretty well. Playing that story over and over again so many times that I can't always separate fact from fiction. And I was an English major who loves a good story of fiction now and then, but even I know that worry isn't good for me. And I would say it's not what God wants for me either. But what about those moments when we're all left wondering, God, where are you when I feel worried? I mean, parents, I think it's safe to say that many of us could be in the same worry club when it comes to our kids. When I got a phone call a couple of years ago that our son was having some behavior issues, I was worried. I had this pit in my stomach, my heart was hurting, and I placed blame. I jumped to conclusions that were completely ridiculous. Nothing was grounded in reality, and that's what worry does to us. It makes us feel pretty alone, and it leads us to believe that no one on the planet could have ever experienced the same level of something that we are experiencing. God, where are you when I am worried? Well, the beautiful thing about the Bible is it gives us examples of places where people faced these exact things that we face, this worry that has been placed heavy on us from ages ago. And today I want to tell you the story about a prophet named Elijah. From the book, we hear about him a little bit in the book of 1 Kings. So some quick history. Israel was a kingdom that was divided into two parts, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. And the king of the north was King Ahab, and he was not a good guy. So he had turned his back on God, and the people of his kingdom were doing some terrible things. So God sent the prophet Elijah to speak to King Ahab. Ahab, get your act together, or God will stop the rain. That was the gist of the message. Well, Ahab remained corrupt, so the rain stopped. And with that came drought, and Ahab's kingdom started to crumble. People were not so happy with this messenger, this prophet Elijah, so God sent him away and protected him. 3 years went by, and God sent Elijah back to talk to King Ahab. So Ahab's prophets went up onto a mountain and prayed to Baal, Ahab's god, and along with them came Elijah, who prayed to Yahweh, his God. And they prayed to see which god could send the rain to help heal this kingdom. Well, nothing happened when Ahab's prophets prayed to their God, but then Elijah prayed, and his altar was lit on fire, and it rained, and Ahab responded by killing his prophets. Great story. So Elijah now, the people are seeing that the tables have been turned, that Yahweh, the God that Elijah had been telling him about, was the true God because the rain came and their drought was ended. But, dun dun dun, Ahab had an evil wife named Jezebel. She was a wicked woman, and she was also a Baal worshiper, that God who had not brought the rain from the mountaintop. So we hear the next part of this story in 1 Kings 19. Now Ahab told Jezebel, his wife, everything Elijah had done and how he had killed all of the prophets with the sword. So Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah to say, "May the gods deal with me, be it ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like that of one of them." So Jezebel threatens Elijah. Your life is going to be like those prophets that were killed. I will kill you. She's making this threat, and if common sense maybe was prevailing for those moments for Elijah, he might have thought, wait a minute, God protected me for 3 whole years. I don't have anything to worry about. He might have thought, okay, evil Jezebel, the proof should speak for itself. Didn't you see what happened on that mountain when the rain came once we prayed to Yahweh? But here's what we have instead. Here's what we read in the book of 1 Kings. Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. That worry, it grabbed a hold of Elijah and he fled. So why do I tell this story today when we're talking about worry? Well, in those paralyzing moments of worry that you have in your own life over your health, your kids, your work, you might wonder, God, where are you in this worry? Take some heart in knowing that it's totally human to have those moments. Elijah, a prophet who God used for some miraculous things, and he continued to use for miraculous things, was caught in worry. It can be easy for all of us, Elijah included, to forget about the ways that God has shown up in our lives, especially in those moments when we feel afraid. So today, I invite you to take some time to reflect on the ways God has shown up for you in the past. Where has God been faithful to you? Where have you seen God show up in the midst of messes? And how can you keep that perspective throughout your day when worries take a hold of you? You could pray, God, help me to trust so that when my concerns begin to rise, my faith is bigger and my worries become smaller. Thanks so much for watching the Daily Dose this week. We would love for you to subscribe on our YouTube channel, hit share if you're watching on Facebook, or go ahead and tell a friend if you're watching on cable access. Thank you so much.